I think before we give our take, could we just refresh everyone what was said yesterday? Again, this was after the Philadelphia Eagles won. They're 8-2 now. They're coming off of winning a Super Bowl, and this came out from the postgame show on Sunday evening. This is Derek Gunn, sets you into their postgame show. Listen to D. Gunn, what he's hearing about the Eagles and what's going on with Jalen Hurts.
I'm just basically telling you, there's a lot of people in that organization that are frustrated with the quarterback situation right now, but the quarterback understands he has him over a barrel. This is almost Carson Wentz part two. They're not going to eat this kind of money yet. There's no way they're going to eat this kind of money. Look at the cap hit they took when they got rid of Carson, and look, it took them a couple of years to get back on solid ground again, footing, because they were handcuffed financially because of what they owed in the cap hit they took with Carson Wentz. You got the same scenario here with a bigger volume of money involved here.
All right, so the frustration, according to D. Gunn, within the building at Jalen Hurts, and there's one more here that really kind of illustrates why maybe they're frustrated with him. Here's D. Gunn on the way Jalen plays the game.
It has been constantly discussed all season long, yet when they transition to the field on a football game, he plays his game. Not the game the coaches want him to play. He plays his game. I don't think you can get him out of that mode at this particular point. I think it's what we're going to have to watch all season long is him playing his game. You know, you look at a lot of quarterbacks, they're going to sling it. They're going to try to throw it through an eye of a needle. Sometimes you just have to take that chance. That's not his game. That's why he stands back there. A lot of times he's patting the ball, and it throws the timing of the offense off. The rhythm is thrown off. I don't think at this moment they can't get him out of it. It's frustrating in a lot of ways to the coaching staff and to the players. Extremely frustrating to the players, because when they look at the film the next day or a few days later, they see what's available out there, what should have happened, and it didn't happen. It's frustrating to them as well.
Well, it's frustrating to me as well as them. 215-592-9494. Look, here's where I'm at on Hurts as we enter the next portion of the season. Mm-hmm. He's not having a bad year. He's not having a great year. He's kind of having a Jalen Hurts year. He's been really good in some games. We detailed that. The Minnesota game, we had a perfect passer rating. He played well against the Giants a few weeks ago. There's also been a lot of games where it's been up and down, where there's been some good moments, some not good moments. My issue and my frustration with Jalen Hurts right now isn't that he's playing terribly, because that's not true. He's playing fine. I just feel like he's gone too conservative, and it's at times hurting the offense. Like, he's become one of the most risk-averse quarterbacks I've ever watched. And I think it can work in a team like last year where they were dominant, right? The defense was dominant really from October on, and they had a great running game. So last year, as long as he didn't turn it over, they were not going to lose the football game. Just manage the game. This year, we're playing with more fire. These games are close, and they probably shouldn't be with the way the defense is playing lately. I feel like Jalen Hurts has gone a little bit too conservative. He's gone a little bit too much in the direction of, I can't ever throw an interception. Sometimes you got to make a play. And if you're not throwing picks and you're still winning by a lot like last year, okay, cool. Doesn't matter how many yards you throw for. But the running game isn't there right now. They need more out of Jalen Hurts. I mean, they are 28th in passing. They are 29th in third downs. I know they only have 4 giveaways, but it feels like we've gone a little bit too far, Hugh Douglas, the other way with Jalen Hurts, where I think he's being a little bit too conservative with the football. Sometimes you got to make a play. You got to take a chance. And it feels like they just are like, yeah, 3 and out, whatever. Like, no, they have to make some plays. They have to help their defense out, especially when we get into January, like, to beat the best teams. And I know they've beaten a lot of them so far this season, but they're probably going to have to score more than 16 or 10 points.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, Hugh, I'm not mad, angry. I don't think he sucks. I am frustrated, though, because I feel like he could do more. Hugh, where are you at on Jalen Hurts? Are you frustrated with the way he's played?
Allow me to long talk for a minute, Joe, because no, seriously, because this isn't one of those things where I can answer definitively, because I try to look at things from all angles, right? I come from the old school, you know, where a win is a win. And I played with Donovan McNabb, right, who is considered one of the most conservative quarterbacks you could possibly be with. He was super conservative. This is where I'm torn, because I've never been in a situation or heard of a quarterback being scrutinized for being conservative, like super conservative in his approach to the game, like so much so like Jalen is. Because like I said, at the end of the day, for me, a win is a win, and that's how you should look at it. But it's obvious with what has transpired all year long, what has transpired from last year, and the fact that this story about Jalen Hurts is gaining legs. D-Gun's been in this business a long time. And I know D-Gun personally, and I know D-Gun is well plugged in. So when D-Gun says something like this, D-Gun's plays it close to the vest, right? And if D-Gun says something like this, there's something to it. Now, how much of it is true, I don't know. But there's something to it because he don't just throw – like D-Gun been in this game for 20 to 30 years. And he was there when I played. So you listen to an OG when he says something like that. So that's why I'm a little torn because it goes against everything that I've been taught as a football player. You know, win is a win. Nobody's above the team. Yeah, all those cliches you can think of that fit this situation. So when you ask me, am I mad at Jalen? No, I'm not mad at him. We're 8-2. But obviously they are. And it's the absolute weirdest thing. And now, see, this is where people get mad because I started to recklessly speculate. But that's all I got left. Well, at this point, what am I supposed to do? You've thrown it out there on more than one occasion that Jalen's a problem. Jalen's 8-2. Jalen is the winningest quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. I might be hyperbolic. But in this team's franchise. As far as, you know, going to 2 Super Bowls, consistently winning, and he's the problem. I don't understand that, but there's something there.
Well, here the bottom line is this: people within the Eagles think this. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Well, I don't understand that.
Well, it makes me think that they're watching the film and they're seeing plays that are left on the field.
Yes,
and here you mentioned Donovan. I think it's an interesting parallel, not just because he was an Eagles quarterback, because the way you described his play, right? Donovan was conservative. Donovan didn't throw interceptions. Donovan had, when he retired, had one of the best interception percentages in NFL history. But Hugh, my thought on those games and those days when you played him with Donovan was, I felt a lot of that was he couldn't. Now, this is until T.O. got here. He didn't have any receivers to trust, right? He didn't have to say it. His play showed me that he's not going to take a shot with a 50-50 ball or a play in traffic because, and we don't have to say the names of your ex-teammates, those guys probably weren't going to make a play for him. That shouldn't be the case with this group. Jalen Hurts has enough weapons that the passing game. I mean, guys, it's 2 years in a row where they are bottom of the NFL in passing. And last year, at least it was, okay, they're running the ball so well, keep running it. Passing yards, who cares, Joe, right? They're running for 200 a game. Mm-hmm. Who cares? They can't run the ball this year. So this year, they should have more passing yards because they're in 3rd and longs, right? They're in 2nd and longs. They can't run the ball. They're not running it quite as effectively or even close to that. 28th in passing, 29th in 3rd downs, and only 4 giveaways. I think the scales have been tipped. There could be a point with a quarterback where they get a little bit too conservative. Like, I don't want him throwing 6 picks a game. But, guys, Josh Allen had a couple of turnovers on Sunday. You know what else he had? He scored 6 touchdowns. Like, there has to be a line where maybe we've gone over the wrong way a little bit here. I appreciate conservative, and no one wants Jalen to throw 3 picks in a game here, right? Like, and maybe he never will again. But I just wonder if we've gone too far the other way to, like, we don't even make any plays, but we also don't turn the ball over.
I look at it like this. It's not a problem until it's a problem. That's kind of where I sit, and I know you don't want to hear that because this is. I know you don't want to hear that because of the way this team looks. But I will tell you this, and this is where I start to recklessly speculate. And I'm gonna tell you that before I start talking.
Here we go. It's gonna be a day.
But
be a day.
If people are frustrated with the way Jalen's playing, that says to me that they feel like they should be working on being a dynasty. That's the only thing that it could be.
That good isn't good enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing that it could be. And if that's what they're striving for is to be a dynasty, then the only thing that I could think of and why these stories are being leaked is because a lot of people feel like Jalen is holding them back. Recklessly speculating, y'all, so don't get mad. But you have to look at what's being said. They feel like Jalen's good. Kind of look at it like this because this might be easier. Mm-hmm. Jared Goff played for the Rams, right? Mm-hmm. Jared Goff got the Rams to the Super Bowl.
Sure did.
Got them to the Super Bowl. Jared Goff couldn't get him over the hump. The Rams got rid of him. Now, the one outlier in this is that Jalen's gotten you over the hump. And Jalen's won you a Super Bowl. But I feel like...
But they thought they could upgrade the offense.
Yes.
They thought, I mean, let's be real. McVay thought that quarterback was holding him back and he could upgrade. I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, and that's is where this is an anomaly to me because Jalen's been to 2 Super Bowls, right? And potentially on the cusp of going to another one. And the way the timing of the story for 8-2 team, it just kind of blows my mind a little bit. That's all. But
the crazy part is, it blows your mind. I think it blows a lot of people's minds. It keeps coming out. I mean, we're not telling tales around school. Like Derek Gunn reported it yesterday. It's the same thing Diana Rossini reported. Instead of worrying about the validity of the report, start listening to what they're saying. They're frustrated. My frustration comes from the fact that I just think he's gotten too conservative. I think. And maybe it's the head coach telling him this is what we need from you. So maybe it goes back to that. All I know is when I watch him, I feel like they have gone so far to we can't ever turn the ball over that it's come at expense of making plays and scoring points. 215-592-9494. Are you frustrated at Jalen Hurts' play, the way he is playing the quarterback position? That is the phone number. Kyle, what are you feeling this morning as the Eagles are 8-2, but it feels like the Eagles are frustrated with Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, the Eagles are 8-2, and I'm frustrated with all of it. I guess a lot of my frustration comes from they are winning, and this stuff is still coming out, which is a little bit bothersome. Like, the Eagles are on a track where they're the number 1 seed in the NFC. We're going for a repeat here. We're trying to build something that that's very rarely built in NFL history, like a dynasty. So I'm frustrated that this feels more like 2023 stuff than winter 2024 stuff. That bothers me. I think I would use a different word to describe how I feel about Jalen Hurts at this point, and that's just resigned.
You've accepted it.
Yeah, I got news for everybody. This is who he is. I really don't expect him to change. I don't expect the offense to change anymore. I'm done expecting any of that to change. So am I frustrated that it's not going to change? Yeah, but I think I'm past that point. That this is the kind of quarterback that we have. And I mean, look, I don't think it's just going to end there. This is probably something we're going to have to deal with for a long time. And if they're frustrated because of the way he plays, that's not going to change. They're going to continue to be frustrated for the way he plays. So just like an annoying situation all around, I think.
It is. I mean, to your point, it's annoying this is coming out. I mean, it is. I mean, this because it speaks to what is going on inside that building that this is getting out while they're winning. That is the part. And who is saying and all that kind of stuff. 215-592-9494. Where do you come down on Hurts? He's clearly not playing bad. He's playing fine. He's played better. He's had some good games this year. Last couple of games have not been very good by Jalen Hurts. They've won both games. My frustration isn't on how he throws. My frustration isn't on, most of the times snap to snap. I just think he's gone too far in being super conservative, and I think they're leaving plays on the field they probably could make with the fear, because of a fear of turning the football over.